Welcome to another episode of Capital City News. I'm your host, Yusuf Mong, and this is your best way to stay informed and engaged with Salt Lake City government. On this episode, we're taking a look at some housing updates in 2025, a history minute, and your introduction to MySLC. And joke's on you, I've been here the whole time.
One, two, three.
These Salt Lakers deserve housing that they can afford, that is safe, and that's even a little nicer than expected maybe. Just since July, Salt Lake City has helped to produce 1,256 new units that are open today of affordable housing, and 127 of those are deeply affordable housing, and that's just since July.
This episode is brought to you by the following 5 letters: MYSLC. Yeah. Everyday activities have become so difficult for me. What? Are you... It's not even spelled right. I was just feeling so defeated and unsure of what to do. Every day, anger, sadness, and I just really needed to find a way out of this rut. That was until I heard about the MySLC app. MySLC is our new mobile app, a communication and knowledge hub that puts Salt Lake City in the palm of your hand. Contacting the city directly for any variety of non-emergency issues just got a whole lot easier. Stay involved, stay connected, and download the MySLC mobile app today. Thank you, MySLC app, for changing my life. Salt Lake City does not guarantee your happiness or satisfaction when downloading and using the app. Terms and conditions apply.
This is a space that when the door opens, you'll see was designed by medical professionals who know how to help so many of us who have different sensory experiences and different needs. So we're talking about young people and adults who have different sensory challenges. We're talking about veterans with PTSD. We're talking about anyone, elderly, people perhaps with different memory care needs, who may become overwhelmed, even in an airport that's as beautiful and as efficient as Salt Lake City is.
You may have noticed that new parking meters are here. They're a little different than the previous ones, but simplified, with a large touchscreen, more language options, and more ways to pay. Let's walk through it. First off, we select one of the 4 most spoken languages in Salt Lake City. Then, press the Purchase Parking button. Note that you can cycle through language options at any point during this process. Enter a valid space number, which you can find listed vertically on the curb sign near the front of your parked car. Now select between credit card or contactless payment or cash payment. In addition to inserting or tapping your credit or debit card, you're now able to pay via Apple Pay or Google Pay. If you're paying with cash, only coins can be accepted. Next, you'll see a payment confirmation screen. Press print receipt if you like, but it's not required. Or skip all this and pay remotely using the Park SLC app, available on Android and iOS. Happy parking!
Salt Lake City is at a critical turning point for public safety. It's a place that demands new leadership. It demands leadership that can meet this moment with urgency and with a proven track record of incredible collaboration. Today, I'm naming Brian Redd as my selection for Salt Lake City's next police chief.
I appreciate your confidence in me, and I look forward to serving alongside the amazing police officers and civilian staff in the Salt Lake City Police Department. To the residents of the city, I'm honored to serve you and pledge my best effort in providing excellent police services so that residents and visitors alike will feel safe and supported and part of the Salt Lake community.
Do you have some time? Maybe about a minute? Because our next segment is a history minute. Is that ice?
Some call it the day March went mad, and others still call it the day modern basketball as we know it was born. What few know is that it happened right here in Salt Lake City. The date was March 26, 1979, and all eyes were on the Michigan State Spartans and the Indiana State Sycamores. They faced off on the court at the University of Utah in what is now known as the John M. Huntsman Center. The breakout stars from each of these teams, none other than Earvin Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. This matchup became the most watched basketball game in history. It's estimated that 1 in 4 television sets in the country had their dials set to this rivalry play out right here in the Wasatch Mountains. Though the game turned into an unimpressive blowout, the attention it received launched basketball into the stratosphere. March Madness became the phenomenon it is today, and Magic Johnson and Larry Bird launched the NBA into the juggernaut it is now. That wasn't the end for basketball fever in Utah, though. Later that same year, the Jazz would start their first season in Utah, and basketball in Salt Lake City would never be the same again.
That's it for another episode of Capital City News, your best way to stay informed and engaged with Salt Lake City government. Remember, you can follow us on social media at SLCGov, tune in to Channel 17, subscribe to us on YouTube. Yeah, it's really cold. Just gonna Yusuf Mong, I'm your host. Okay, bye.